This case had nothing to do with the facts, but had everything to do with who Jonathan Majors is in Hollywood. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to the Mr. Showtime Showcast. A very sad day. A very sad day for masculinity, and obviously, I don't want to be this type of person, but this is a special occasion. A sad day for the black community. Understand something. This is coming from a mouth, from a person who I've criticized the community extensively and in detail myself. But sometimes there come times where there are exceptions, these special moments, these blatantly obvious moments. Folks, understand something. To those who do not yet understand, allow me to put you up to par. The powers that be, the Matrix, or as I like to call them, the Agent Smiths of this Matrix, they have essentially given black people an archetype. They've pretty much boxed us in, and it's, a stereotypical box, a stereotypical perception. And of course, if you look at Jonathan Majors in previous iterations and movie roles he's had, such as Kang the Conqueror, an intelligent, smart, competent character Kang the Conqueror is. And of course, the powers that be, since again, remember about the box, the stereotypical box? That is aimed to socially engineer black folks to remain at a certain mind frame. They are trying so hard. They've been trying so hard for the longest time to paint the narrative that black men are unintelligent, with thugs, criminals, and abusive in this particular scenario case, with Jonathan Majors being accused of violent assault with his girlfriend, Snake, Grace Jabbari. I was over at Coach Greg Adams' channel, one of his live streams, where he talked about Jonathan Majors, and that's where I saw the video of Jonathan Majors running away from his girlfriend, from Grace, because the brother understands very well the shenanigans. So he's like, okay, I can't afford to put my hands on you, so let me just run away. And as much as Grace Jabbari tries to clang her and cling on to him, they were jostling and fighting. And then Jonathan was gently shoved away, like, hey, broad, get away from me. And he bolted. He bolted for several blocks, running away like a runaway slave, chased by a Caucasian blonde woman. The optics do not look very good if you understand history. But all jokes aside, I saw the video. There's nothing funny about the incident, but the incident of him running was so hey, let's go ahead and watch. Roll the footage. The brother couldn't have done it any better than that. He couldn't have handled the situation any better than he did. Because we know we're in the Me Too movement era. We know we're in the Believe All Women era. And just, we just had the Johnny Depp fiasco last year. And just when you're about to think that justice is about to be served, justice gets miscarried. Folks, it is disheartening when I saw, the news. The powers that be, they are like I said, they're trying so hard to paint the narrative that black men are abusive, black men are criminals, black men are the stereotype. Like I said, and despite the facts, they forgone the facts. They forgone video evidence. They just said, no, we want to find you guilty, so therefore you will be guilty. Folks, do you not realize that it's not a matter of evidence, because clear and cut evidence was brought to the table and they said, no, to hell with it. They just tossed it aside over their shoulders and they said, hey, listen, we really want to continue the narrative that you black men are really the peasants of the earth, so therefore, guilty. It is utterly sad. It is utterly disgusting. And we all should be concerned. All of us. Because this lets you know right now that the system is broken. The matrix is broken. It is. What? Are you still asking questions? Are you still... but you just saw clear and concise evidence of Jonathan Majors running away, trying to avoid the situation, and they said, no, we want to find you guilty, therefore we'll find you guilty. Pretty reminiscent of, who else? Andrew Tate. I'm not the biggest fan of Andrew Tate, but when I heard that they were trying to get women to create a story and testify against him, that lets you know right there, man. They're like, okay, they're on some buffoonery. They're on some tomfoolery. Folks, the Zionists, or as I like to call them, the Agent Smiths of this matrix, understand this. They know that they're making wrong decisions on purpose. Duh. They're not stupid. Okay? They're not over there high-fiving each other and like, we made the right decision. No. They're busy saying to themselves, yeah, we made the wrong decision because we wanted to make the wrong decision. We wanted to miscarry justice. And the reason why we did it is because we can. And there's nothing you can do about it. Unless everyone stands shoulder to shoulder, all of us, and say, no. No more of this. Okay? But that's a different story. I digress. What happened to Jonathan Majors is a tragedy. An absolute tragedy. He couldn't have handled that situation any better. Hello, he literally ran from her. Now switch the genders where it was Jonathan Majors chasing Jabbari. Oh my goodness. We would never hear the end of it. But because, Marvel, they're willing to shoot themselves in the foot. This society cannot afford to have a black man who is able to handle himself well, who's able to, be on some intellectual prowess. So for example, the movie The Negotiator, starring Samuel L. Jackson. The Negotiator. Let's analyze the character, the Negotiator, Samuel L. Jackson's character. He knows the law. He's intelligent. I love that moment where he was holding one of the hostage at gunpoint. He was telling Chris Sabin, don't try to fool me. I know the rules of engagement. Okay, and he tried so hard to get himself out of a framed scenario. But again, we've never had that archetype since. Sure, we've had you know, Blade the vampire. We've had not many. See, even now I'm just struggling to find another character who's portrayed by a black man, who's intelligent, who's thingy on some intellectual prowess, who's a survivor, right? The powers that be could not afford to have a black man portray a hero, somewhat of a hero's archetype in this society of ours. They can't afford to have that. Folks, even look at me. I've been told this plenty of times. I talk properly, I'm intelligent, and I'm not the stereotype. I've been told this. And every time people meet me, every time both blacks and non-whites, when they meet me, when they get to know me, they sort of like act surprised. They're like, Mr. Showtime, there's something different about you. Just can't put my finger on. Stop it. The only reason why they're saying that because they are used to black men acting out the stereotype. So, what a year 2023 has been. And I hope that this is not a prequel to the biggest year of our lifetime. You know, with the elections, 2024. But that's all I have to say for now. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, the Matrix has you. Don't fall for the psyops. Thank you for watching. Cheers.